Welcome back to the channel if you are returning. If this is your first time, my name is Mac, and this is Irene, my 1970 Plymouth Custom Suburban station wagon. Now just to let you know that my upload frequency on the channel is about as inconsistent as the size of pizza slice you get during a kindergarten pizza party. Most of the videos that I post are usually about mechanical related issues, and I figured we make a small, short segmented video here. I would say that this is really more so along the lines of a cosmetic preliminary to a larger project that I have going on that I will be filming a video on in the near future. So without further ado and wasting any more of your time than necessary, let's get into that. You know, something interesting about these big C bodies from this era is that you can use the hood really as a table. And that's what we got. I'll explain more. So I don't think it's going to capture on the camera as well, just given the time of day. So I actually have a flashlight with me here. But you can see that these front two panels of the hardboard headliner are just warped and starting to crack. Worse on this side than the opposite. And then the bow, that chrome strip that rides the length, is actually just being supported on both sides by the shoulder belt. I'm also missing a dome light. Surprisingly, just these two panels are really the worst of it. There's a small puncture in the back, but the bows in the back, the other three, and the other panels present extremely well for being 54 years old. But that's kind of the whole project that we have going on. The larger picture is going to be redoing this hardboard headliner, which is what we have here. These are the strips that ride in between the panels, and as you can see, they're not chrome, not yet at least, and I found a pretty foolproof method on how to chrome these pieces. I have a finished piece that I've already done, and we're going to go from this to the finished result being this. Let's get started. We're first going to start by just lining up our chrome, and one of my biggest pet peeves about whenever you buy one of these rolls is how tightly they're wound, and so then trying to unwound it and keep it that way while you're trying to cut off a piece is really irritating. So I've just got this crowbar here that I'm using to kind of keep it. So just pull this out. I will include this chrome that I got, specific automotive grade one that I got that seemed to do the trick. I'll put a link to it in the description of the video, and you can see where I stopped the cut right about here. We will grab one of the pieces that it stops right about there. Thankfully, there's a grid line that's on the back of this, and I've just done two of these larger squares, which I'd say is about 2 inches in diameter. This material is soft enough that I can kind of just glide the scissors once I get it down to a certain point. Take your time, go slow. I'm not in any rush to do things. One of the issues that I ran into when I was trying to use some other types of chrome was that they were not able to be heated and stretched. And I was getting just a whole bunch of air bubbles when you have that chrome that's overlaid the plastic, and just wasn't looking right. So we've got it just about where we want it, and snip off the piece like so, and save this for when we need to do another piece. I just want to try to make sure that we're cleaning the surface of this plastic to give that adhesive backing as good a possible stick as we can get it. So I've got some brake cleaner on a little rag here, and I'm just going to be wiping down the face of the plastic, going back and forth. This just ensures that any dirt or any small contaminants are off of the plastic. And with the zoom mode activated, a little bit of a close-up, that way you can see kind of what's really going on. The plastic pieces really just has this definitive ridge that's down the central area, which is going to be the biggest problem that you're going to have and run into with air bubbles. Got this adhesive backing that we got to peel off. And I'm not going to peel off the whole thing, I'm just going to slowly start to work my way down. It really comes in handy that this chrome you can actually stretch if you do run into a problem where it's not going to fit the entire length. So just slowly starting to kind of define the outline of that central ridge, wanting to work out any of the air bubbles, and then as you start to work your way down, slowly peeling off more of the adhesive. And so you might run into an area, kind of what looks to be a really sharp crease that you're going to make. And so what's great about this chrome in particular that I ran into issues with others that I tried buying was you can actually take this and just kind of stretch it to where you're not going to have that sharp crease, that when you drag your thumb all the way down, you're not going to wrinkle the piece and wrinkle the chrome. Alright, slightly moving to the floor because God forbid that I want to have a heat gun resting on the hood of my car, especially on an insulation blanket. I've just got this simple dual action one that I got from work. Thanks, Bob. But we're just going to go ahead and use this and just slowly apply some heat to the area, and you're going to see how the material is actually going to start to kind of shrink around the plastic, kind of form fit. So as long as we've creased it around that edge, it's going to be a lot better for us. put the heat gun on the ground for a second, and with my fingers, just go up and try to get rid of some of those air bubbles that we can see start to form. And you're definitely going to see them as the hot air passes over. Peeling it back, we can kind of get it to where that air bubble is now exposed. As I'm holding it open, I'm going over with my thumb, just in that center ridge where it was. A little bit of it still left, and at least just slowly working it back till it's gone, and then peeling back the chrome over the edge like so. And then I follow it up immediately again with the heat gun to then kind of shrink the material to the chrome. And so once you get the piece to where you're happy with it, then what you can do is just turn over the back. Thankfully the heat gun kind of makes it to where at least those ridges of the excess hanging off the sides is just a little bit better and form-fitted. And then what you can do is you can just take some scissors, shears, and just shear off the excess and just lightly, slowly grab it to where it's just catching this inside lip. And then you end up with this. So just a couple more of these, and then I have all of these ready to go for when we get the hardboard headliner pieces. But that's it. That just about wraps things up for this video. Thank you for watching. Despite this being a relatively short segment, getting these trim pieces finished before receiving the headliner boards is definitely going to save me some time. Leave a comment telling me what you enjoyed or were annoyed with in the video, no matter the case. Also, please consider subscribing to the channel, but not before a quick appreciative thank you to the now over 230 people who've already subscribed. Until next time, take care and God bless.